Today, we are celebrating English Language Day in our college. Language is a system of communication in speech and writing to express thoughts, ideas, and feelings. English language is one of them. English Language Day is celebrated each year on 23rd April, the day William Shakespeare was born. English is the main language of business and aviation. It is the most used language on the internet and social media. The United Nations celebrated its first English Language Day on 23rd April 2010. That day, a number of events were held at the United Nations headquarters in New York City. According to James Nicol, I quote, "We don't just borrow words. On occasions, English has persuaded other languages down alleyways to beat them unconscious and rifle their pockets for new vocabulary." Unquote. Thank you.
Hi, I am here to share a special occasion with you. The Department of English, Raidiki College, is observing even English Language Day. It is a great privilege to be a part of this observation, particularly the participation of our students enriched the quality of this program. Simultaneously, I am to share some of the important aspects of this observation. As you know, without the language, it is impossible to convey our ideas, to express our emotion, and to have the taste of international happenings, whatever the field it is. On this particular occasion, I would request all the listeners, don't get audit. Make it easy, as because spoken English is broken English, and that is why our motto of this program is going to be take it easy, make it easy. Thank you very much.
Happy English Language Day. English Language Day is celebrated each year on April 23, the date when tradition says William Shakespeare was born. Shakespeare has been called the greatest writer in English language. His plays continue to be published, performed in theaters and seen in films almost 400 years after his death. Many people consider English as the unofficial world language because it is so widely used. English is the main language of business and aviation. It is the most widely used language on the internet and social media. The first English Language Day was the result of work by United Nations. A few years ago, the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization created English Language Days for each of the United Nations 6 official languages. The aim was to celebrate multilingualism, the use of different languages around the world and different cultures. Another goal was to campaign for equal use of all 6 official languages are Arabic, Chinese, French, Russian and Spanish. The United Nations celebrate its first English Language Day on April 23, 2010. That day, number of events were held at United Nations headquarters in New York City. This year, the TOEFL program has announced plans for a live questions and answer chat on the social media website Facebook. TOEFL is also known as the test of English as a foreign language. The group says the program is for students interested in learning more about its test and English language. Thank you.
So, why do you need to read literature? See, if I put it bluntly, if you read economics books, you will become an economics expert. If you read geography, you will learn a lot about geographical location of the earth. If you read history, you will know the historical story and events. If you read about science, you will know the story of various inventions. But, in spite of knowing so much, the knowledge that will remain incomplete is the inner feelings of the human mind. For an example, if you want to know about America, search on Google, then you can find a lot of information such as the population of America, the annual GDP of America, and etc. But how the people of America think, how they communicate, how they express their love, how they see the world, all of this will remain incomplete until you read American literature or any literature about America. When you go through Kamala Das writings or Sylvia Plath's writings, you can make a clear picture of how badly women are treated in a practical society. Or when we go through Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman, we can realize that how the capitalist society exploits the labor. So finally, as an English literature student, I suggest you to embrace the literature. Know about life, know about yourself. Embracing literature opens new doors for your knowledge and feelings. The doors that are in your mind but you don't know. If you embrace literature, you will have a new perspective on the people around you, on the society and on everything. Thank you.
Very good morning to the respected principal, teachers and my dear friends. We all have gathered here today to celebrate English Language Day. Today's day is a special day for all of us where we can pay a hearty tribute to William Shakespeare. English Language Day celebrated on 23rd April. This date traditionally observed as 15th, the birthday and date of death of William Shakespeare. English Language Day was first celebrated in 2010 alongside Arabic, Chinese, French, Russian and Spanish Language Day, as well as being the English language most famous playwright. Shakespeare also had a huge impact on modern day English. At the time he was writing in the 16th and 17th countries, the English language was going through a lot of changes and he contributed hundreds of new words and phrases that are still used today. By Shakespeare's time, modern English had developed, printing had been invented and people had to start to agree on correct spelling and vocabulary. Thank you. Have a nice day.
English Language Day is United Nations observance that people celebrated on April 23 each year. It coincides with William Shakespeare's birthday. English is one of the two working languages of the UN Secretariat and one of the organization's 6 official languages. English is often referred to as a world language or the lingua franca of the modern era because it is widely spoken. The UN first celebrated English Language Day on April 23, 2010. The story of the English language began in the first 5th century when Germanic tribes invaded Celtic-speaking Britain and brought their languages with them. Later, Scandinavian Vikings invaded and settled with their languages too. In 1066, William I from modern day France became king and Norman French became the language of the courts and official activity. People could not understand each other at first because the lower classes continued to use English while the upper classes spoke French. But gradually French began to influence English. An estimated 45% of all English words have a French origin. By Shakespeare's time, modern English had developed, printing had been invented, and people had to start to agree on correct spelling and vocabulary. The spread of English all over the world has an ugly history. but a rich and vibrant present. During the European colonial period, several European countries, including England, competed to expand their empires. They stole land, labor, and resources from people across Africa, Asia, the Americas, and Oceania. By the time former British colonies began to gain independence in the mid 20th century, English had become established in their institutions. Many brilliant writers from diverse places across Africa, the Caribbean, and Asia had started writing in English, telling their stories of oppression. People from all over the world using English in talk and write about justice, equality, freedom, and identify from their own perspectives. The different varieties of English created through these histories of migration and colonization are known as World Englishes. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Indrajit, here to tell you about today's importance. Today is English Language Day. This day was chosen because it is thought to be Shakespeare's birthday and the anniversary of his death. Learning English has been so important for Indian students. Also, every institute in India has adopted English as the medium of fetching knowledge. From admission forms to textbooks, every resource is available mostly in English these days. Today, English has also become important to make a good career. Many multinational companies prefer job aspirants who have a good knowledge of English. Most documentation work done in offices is also in English language. Good knowledge of English language also helps many candidates to seek job outside India. In this age of globalization, where the whole world seems like a platform, the mode of communication is English. We can share our thoughts and ideas and communicate easily and more widely with English. Thank you.
Myself, Buai Maji, fourth semester student at Raidiki College, Department of English. First of all, thanks to our department and our respected professors to organize this program during this pandemic situation. Today, I am here to share my views briefly about the International English Language Day on 23rd April. In the 21st century, the entire world has become familiar, shareable, accessible for all the people living on this earth. As English is used as a common language, even though there are some variation in habits, cultures, region, and idiosyncratic aspect. As English has got the common qualities, it has been accepted as the global language among the speakers of thousands of different languages. As a result, the whole world has become a global village, and the people have to maintain good relationship with each other. Moreover, in the field of business, trade, and commerce have become international, and most of the business organizations have their offices in most of the countries. In order to maintain good relationship in science, technology, business, education, travel, tourism, and so on, English serves the purpose as a common language and a global language. It is the language mostly used not only by the scientist, business organization, and the internet, but also higher education and tourism sectors also. So, I would conclude by stating that apart from your mother tongue, you need to have a common or global language to explore your thoughts and ideas all over the countries of this globalized world. Thanking you.
I am Shuman Hallar, and today is the day of 23rd of April, the English Language Day. It is celebrated through all over the world and a united world by the united world, not for the ruler but for the lover, and through all over the world, the person or who ever loved England or English, it is the day of theirs. English language. It had many effects on society and diplomatic waves on our races and customs. But there is also silent effect on heart and emotion. It is the language. It is the language that painted our old native mother in front of society and mirrored all over the world. It is the language which was enriched by the human race's emotion, and it became flexible with the unnamed relations all over the world. And now it can be said that it not can be the universal language. It not can be called the universal language, but it now can be called the emotional language, and the poetic language of human heart. It is the language that that can be not restricted by the black coat, white skins, drunkard peoples, or the fashion overpolished Britons, but through all over the world it was became an emotional language. Thank you, good night, that were deeply related to our close human hearts. And finally, it can be called that the day will be the English language day. Each and every day will be the English language day when an illiterate mother say good night with proud and love to his son in abroad. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Tuanjali Panda, Raidiki College English Department, 6th semester. On the occasion of World English Language Day, I am presenting a recitation, Where the Mind is Without Fear, by Rabindranath Tagore. Where the mind is without fear, and the hate is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into the fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever-widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom, my Father. Let my country awake.
On today's occasion, we have already listened to the brief presentations made by the students of the Department of English from all the semesters 2, 4 and 6. And we have also listened to Professor Debashish বিশ্বাস and Professor Vidyut Saha. There remains nothing much to dwell upon, I believe, because it would be repetitive. Hence, I would just like to conclude this event by congratulating all the students who have participated and made these beautiful, insightful, brief presentations. I would like to thank Dr. Shoshabindu Jana, Principal of Raidiki College, for guiding us throughout. I would also like to thank Dr. Shishir Chatterjee and Dr. Orunima বিশ্বাস, Convener and Joint Convener of IQAC Raidiki College, for their support. And definitely my esteemed colleagues, Professor Debashish বিশ্বাস and Professor Vidyut Saha, need a special mention for making this program a success. Again, on this occasion, I convey my best wishes to you all. Stay safe and stay happy.